Hello everyone. This is an analysis and a report on the recent trends in the Indian education system, which provides a strategic and operational view of the education system in India, its growth, and the factors affecting the growth. This has been created as part of the data visualization coursework of the ISB CBA program. Now, the dataset that we've used is the District Information System for Education dataset from 2008 to 2014. Along with that, we've also taken the education expenditure data at a national level. The intended audience for this visualization are the policymakers at the national level and the state level. We've created two dashboards. The first dashboard provides a strategic view and the overall trends of education growth in the country, whereas the second dashboard is more of an operational dashboard where we find what are the factors that affect the growth of education in the country. Along with country, this also tells us a comparison between different states and the state and district wise performance. So let's look at the first dashboard, which gives us a growth comparison. Two parameters that we've taken to establish education growth are literacy rate and the enrollments in schools. This dashboard shows us a view of the country, and the colors are the literacy rates of different states. Now if you see here, we have a timeline from 2009 to 2014. If we run through this timeline, we'll have a clear idea of how education has improved. So let's try that once again. If you see here, all these yellow fields are having low literacy rate and they move towards green. But that's not the complete story. If we look at other states and districts within a state, we see there's disparity in different districts. So let's take Gujarat for example. While the overall literacy rate of Gujarat is at 67.8%, 08%, districts like Duhad and Banas are having literacy rate less than 51%. We also see the total number of enrollments in Gujarat in all districts, and we can drill down to a specific district as well. So here we see the total schools have increased, total enrollments have increased along with the total schools. But it's interesting to note, while the enrollments and the schools in rural area are dominated by the government, and government is playing a major role in that, whereas in urban areas the private sector is leading. So we can use this dashboard to find exact states and districts where education status is good and which sector, either government or private, is helping education improve. So moving on, so as we say, India has progressed over the years, but there's still a difference between districts of a state, and we can see that very clearly here for Madhya Pradesh as well. Now, a district named Shahpur, the total enrollments have actually gone down, which is reverse as compared to the trend of the entire country, and that needs to be looked at. And the second dashboard that we have will help us tell that, because it tells us what are the facilities that have contributed to the growth of the education sector or the education system in the country. So till the time the data loads, it's taking some time because it's loading the data for the first time, and we cannot move to the other story point as well. So this dashboard tells us what are the facilities that have contributed to the growth of education in the country. The first graph that we see here, the black line, is the education expenditure across India over 2008 to 2014. Now we can clearly see the education expenditure has increased, which has resulted in growth in education. However, has it been consistent across all the states? That is something that we need to still figure out. So for Rajasthan, yes, it is. But then for Tonk, if you look at 2011, it's less compared to the entire Rajasthan. So this dashboard can give you a very clear picture of which states and which districts are lagging behind based on the GDP expenditure, and has that expenditure being used appropriately by all the districts and the states. The next visualization that we have tells us a few factors that have impacted education growth. Now, whether a school is approachable by road or not. So as the number of schools approachable by road increase, there is an increase in the literacy rate and a corresponding increase in enrollments as well. However, when it stays consistent, there was a decrease. The other factors, such as computer facility, have also contributed to education growth. Factors such as midday meals and trained teachers in schools all have contributed to the growing education, both in terms of literacy and enrollments. So we can use these dashboards to drill down to various states and districts and identify what are the facilities that have improved over the years for the best performing states, and that can be replicated across the country. So this dashboard can be used at a national level and by members of the policy making committee for education for individual states as well. Thank you.